Russian soldier trying to escape from drone. Russian soldiers under artillery attack. Vehicles exploding with mines. Tanks being blown up by drones. Stay tuned for more. May 26th, 2025. A Russian assault soldier on a motorcycle was spotted rapidly advancing toward Ukrainian positions. An FPV drone, deployed by Ukrainian forces, locked onto the Russian soldier. In the initial strike, the Russian soldier was killed in a massive explosion. May 25th, 2025. A Russian soldier was spotted in the ruins by the 34th Volkadavi Special Unit of Ukraine. The Russian soldier is being attacked by drones. He is constantly running away from the drones approaching him. He is tired and injured. However, he is being followed by Ukrainian troops. In fact, he is making a big mistake. He is heading towards the bunker where other Russian soldiers are hiding. The Russian soldier in front of the bunker is now fainting, but their hideout is now exposed. Survival is now very difficult because a new kamikaze drone attack will be waiting for them. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. May 23rd, 2025. Ukrainian soldiers are ambushed while searching Russian positions. Ukrainian soldiers quickly returned fire to escape the ambush they fell into. The biggest reason they fell into the ambush was that they did not notice the Russian soldiers' shelter. Ukrainian soldiers can't hold out any longer and are ordered to withdraw, opening fire. Ukrainian soldiers have been targeting logistics routes with drone attacks all week. Dozens of Russian armored vehicles and Russian military FPVs have been hit by kamikaze drones. Russian infantry carriers are among the most targeted. Many Russian soldiers lost their lives inside the vehicles. Ukrainian drones continued to repel Russian soldiers day and night. May 22nd, 2025. Russian assault infantry approached a building housing Ukrainian soldiers and attempted to plant a TM-62 mine inside. However, infantry from a neighboring position spotted him in time and fired automatic weapons. A firefight ensued. The Russian soldier had already activated the explosive. He had not expected a firefight with the Ukrainian soldier. However, the Russian soldier was injured in the firefight and could not escape. He had already activated the explosive he had placed to detonate. He was killed by the bomb he had set up because he did not have time to escape. The Russian MTLB armored vehicle set out to attack Ukrainian defenses, but hit a mine and completely exploded in a massive explosion. May 24th, 2025. A Russian position detected near the village of Klishchivka, Donetsk region. They continue their daily routines, unaware of everything. The offensive operation with Ukrainian mortar fire begins by the Ukrainian 3rd Assault Brigade. As Ukraine's first artillery attack begins, Russian soldiers begin to enter the trenches in panic. Ukrainian infantry, just a few meters away from the Russian positions, also moves in. Guns are fired and the battle begins. Ukrainian soldiers have the advantage. Air support is constantly hitting Russian positions. The Ukrainian assault group is getting closer to the Russian soldiers. They are now in close combat. They are advancing cautiously and keeping a few meters of space between them, firing. The Russian soldiers have lost their defensive positions outside. the Ukrainian soldiers have started throwing grenades. Russian soldiers have completely entered. A kamikaze drone launched by Ukraine approaches the positions. While all Russian soldiers are inside, the drone that entered the shelter blows itself up. Approximately 5 Russian soldiers lose their lives in this operation. May 20th, 2025. A Russian armored vehicle attacks the positions of Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade. Before long, Ukrainian howitzers in the positions managed to hit the armored vehicle. The vehicle, along with the large amount of ammunition inside, burst into flames and is destroyed. May 21st, 2025. A Russian BMP-3 armored vehicle was seen next to an abandoned house in the Donetsk region. Ukraine's K2 unit immediately took action. Russian soldiers were probably inside the house. They were taking a break here or using it as a shelter. The FPV drone sent to hit the vehicle successfully reached the target and targeted the engine compartment. Although the vehicle was not destroyed, it was damaged to the point of being unusable. Ukrainian forces have removed the marks from vehicles captured from the Russian army and put them back into use. May 26, 2025. Ukrainian 67th Mechanized Brigade units launched an operation against all Russian units they identified in the Sumy region. Simultaneous drone and howitzer attacks on previously identified targets destroyed many Russian vehicles. Dozens of Russian soldiers lost their lives. Using mostly thermal imagery, the Ukrainian force targeted hidden Russian infantry, bombing hundreds of abandoned houses one by one. As cities were abandoned, Russian troops were seizing them and re-establishing new positions. The ammunition forgotten by Russian soldiers outside the shelter was noticed by Ukrainian drones. Grenades were thrown to destroy the ammunition. After a few unsuccessful shots, the bombs hit and damaged the ammunition. Soon, the ammunition began to explode. The Ukrainian army is taking advantage of every opportunity to slow down or disrupt the operations of Russian forces. Such small mistakes by Russian soldiers actually cause great harm to their operations and logistic supplies. These images recorded by reconnaissance drones show the situation in the Russian positions. The trenches have become impassable due to heavy rain, and the Russian soldier is stuck in the swamp and cannot escape. May 25th, 2025. A fuel tanker of Russian forces detected on a logistics road in the village of Novobodanivka, Zaporizhia region. Such an important logistics vehicle is completely defenseless. Ukrainian forces are mobilized by a UAV attack. At least 3 fuel tankers are destroyed by Ukrainian attack UAVs. The operation launched by the Ukrainian Air Force targeted Russian positions built in forested areas. Since drones could not enter these dense trees, there was no other option but to strike the positions with aircraft. The jets that took action began to strike the Russian positions one by one. The airstrikes continued for hours. The bombardment by planes throughout the day also hit many Russian trenches. The priority targets were always the Russian howitzers positioned among the trees. According to information obtained after the airstrike, around 30 Russian soldiers were neutralized and more than 10 Russian bunkers were hit. 5 Russian howitzers were destroyed. In the Donetsk region, recent clashes saw the Russian army launching an assault on Ukrainian defense lines with armored vehicles. However, the attempt was detected early thanks to Ukraine's advanced reconnaissance systems. Ukrainian forces responded swiftly, neutralizing the threat and pushing back the attackers. These operations highlight how dynamic and unpredictable the front lines have become.